The Porsche 911 GT3 should need no introduction. Every generation is amazing for different reasons. In this video, we will look at what each generation offers its lucky owner, and find out what is the best GT3 for you and why. If you don't know what the generation numbers even mean, then pay attention. The generation's numbers of 911 can seem confusing, especially if you know what a 993 is. This is because Porsche went backwards in its numbering with the release of the 991 back in 2011. The GT3 success started with the 996 generation, and Porsche had created the best GT cars to ever be made by any manufacturer. Today, the GT3 is known across the globe and respected as being the best driver's car available. When Porsche released the 997 Gen 1 GT3 in 2006, this was the last all-mechanical car. This will never happen again, making this for some the best 911 GT3 ever. For some, the 997 is also the most beautiful, and the size being smaller than the later generations makes everything look right in proportion. That said, the 991, although a larger body size, maintains the 911 design elements perfectly. The biggest difference with these variations is the technology and driver aids, also the manual to PDK transmission. The most technical difference is when we get to the 992. This was released in 2021, and this was the game changer when it came to aerodynamics. This latest generation is record-breaking on circuits across the globe. It is the most sophisticated GT car to date. What is clear is that the most respected drivers across the world all love the 911 GT3. Once you have been a passenger in one or been lucky enough to own one, the GT3 leaves its mark on you because there is no other car like it. Other than the GT2, which is a GT3 with twin turbos, we will cover this in a different video. Let's take a look then at what makes the GT3 generations so different to understand more about the technology behind these amazing cars. The GT3 started life in the 996 generation in 1999. This generation caused a huge stir in the Porsche world, a break from the round headlights that had become synonymous with the 911. The 996 headlights' new look and design shape with amber indicators earned them the nickname Fried Eggs. This change affected the 911, and soon the amber was changed to clear. Porsche changed them back to being round in the next generation, being the 997. The 996 GT3 to some Porsche enthusiasts is one of the best-looking 911s. However, the 996 generation has never held its values across the model ranges anything like the other generations. For those looking for a future classic, the 996 is at the moment the most affordable GT3 available, and some drivers say the most raw GT3 due to very limited technology. The 996 was a total new era for the 911, as this was the first 911 with a water-cooled flat engine. Porsche took the bold step to stop using air-cooled engines after using them for over 3 decades. The performance values of this new 4-valve 6-cylinder engine generated 300 PS from a displacement of 3.4 liters, matching the legendary 911 Turbo 3.3. The 3.6 M96 engine was even more powerful with over 350 PS. The 996 also used a new G96.01 new 6-speed manual transmission and a 96.50 also new 5-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission. The 996 range was mapped out, and with this came a new turbo, and for the first time ever a GT3. The 911 Turbo also received a new water-cooled flat engine. This came with an impressive track record. The 3.2-liter 6-cylinder engine had already powered the 911 GT1 to victory in the Le Mans race in 1998. The Porsche 911-996 GT3, introduced in 1999, stands as a milestone in automotive history, being the first GT car for the road derived directly from track success. Its design and engineering were heavily influenced by Porsche's extensive motorsport experience, particularly from their success in the GT3 racing category. This connection endowed the 996 GT3 with unparalleled performance characteristics, merging the exhilaration of a race car with the practicality of a street-legal vehicle. Its introduction marked a significant moment for Porsche enthusiasts, as it brought the thrill and precision of the racetrack to everyday driving. This direct link from track to road gave the car its unique character and exceptional performance capability. What Porsche also achieved was trust like no other car. Owners knew that the GT3 can drive you to a track day, spend all day at a circuit, and then drive home afterwards. Only available in rear-wheel drive, this provided driving purity and balance with a traditional sports car feel, allowing skilled drivers to exploit its dynamic capabilities. The GT3 was equipped with larger, race-derived brakes featuring ventilated and cross-drilled rotors that provided exceptional stopping power and resistance to fade, crucial for track use. If we investigate the changes that followed after the 996, we can understand differences between the latest generations. The biggest differences between the Porsche 996 and the 997 come down to the improvements made in performance, design, and technology. The 996 GT3, built from 1999 to 2005, was powered by a 3.6-liter naturally aspirated flat-six engine producing around 360 to 381 horsepower depending on the year. The 997 was built from 2006 until 2011. The first generation of the 997.1 took the 3.6 engine to the next level, producing 415 horsepower. The second generation 997.2 had an upgraded 3.8-liter engine producing 435 horsepower. The 997 has more power, which provides the driver with more performance. The 3.6 and the 3.8-liter engine in the 997 have many differences. The 997 also had a limited run for liter GT3 RS model in 2011. If we look at the chassis and suspension difference between the 996 and the 997, the 996 was a track-focused car with stiff suspension and a very direct, race car-like feel. It did not have electronic aids and features, which in later generation would become standard. The 997 used Porsche active suspension management, and this allowed for adjustable suspension settings. Adaptive damping uses electronically controlled dampers, also known as shock absorbers, that adjust their stiffness in real time. Sensors constantly monitor parameters such as vehicle speed, steering angle, lateral acceleration, cornering forces, brake pressure, and vertical body movement. This gave the 997 more versatility between road and track driving. This made the 997 more usable as a daily driver while retaining its track-focused handling. In terms of design and aerodynamics, the 997 returned to the more classic 911 design with rounder headlights. A more aggressive and refined exterior. Aerodynamics were improved with better downforce from a redesigned rear wing and front splitter. When it comes to technology and features, the 996 had no modern features at all, maintaining a very minimalist and raw driving experience with limited electronic assistance. The 997 had minimal technological advancements. An advanced traction control system to provide some aid to the usability. The raw nature of a GT3 in the 997 was maintained with a manual transmission only. The next generation of GT3, the 991, uses a PDK automatic gearbox. The main differences between the Porsche 997 and the 991 GT3 revolves around significant advancements in technology and performance. It is equipped with a 3.8-liter naturally aspirated flat-six engine producing 475 horsepower. The 991.2 increased that further to a 4-liter engine producing 500 horsepower. When it comes to chassis and suspension, the 991 introduced rear-wheel steering, a first for the GT3. Improved agility at lower speeds and more stability at higher speeds. The 7-speed PDK dual-clutch automatic was a controversial move. The PDK is faster and more efficient, allowing for quicker gear changes and better lap times. But it took away some of the traditional manual engagement. The design and aerodynamics is also a large change. The 991 is much larger than the 997, offering a wider, longer, and lower stance, giving it a more aggressive look. The 997 GT3 is favored by purists for its analog, mechanical feel, especially with its manual transmission and raw driving dynamics. The 991 GT3, on the other hand, represents a more advanced, modern approach with more power, rear-wheel steering, PDK, and improved handling while still offering an engaging experience. The generations of GT3 models we have looked at so far are all amazing and for different reasons. Now let's look at the 992. In 2022, the current generation was released, and this is another game changer. This had a double wishbone front suspension system, for the first time in a 911 GT3. This suspension, derived from the motorsport program used on the 911 RSR race car, allows for superior precision, stability, and responsiveness, particularly during aggressive cornering. The 992 features significant aerodynamic improvements. It introduces a new, highly adjustable swan neck rear wing, where the wing is mounted from the top rather than the bottom, reducing turbulence and improving downforce efficiency. The overall result is an increase in downforce by up to 150% compared to the 991. This downforce can only be compared to a true race car, making this generation of GT3 the most impressive technically. It is questionable if this can be improved on. The front apron has extended openings for optimized brake cooling. The rear also has large slats for increased downforce, making the rear diffuser look very aggressive. The GT3 has always been a track-focused road car, and now with the 992, this car is more like a cup car, lapping the Nürburgring in under 7 minutes. The Nürburgring Nordschleife, often referred to as the Green Hell, is considered one of the best circuits for testing cars. This is due to its unique combination of challenging features that stress nearly every aspect of a vehicle's performance. Looking at the lap time of previous generations, the 996 GT3, which achieved a 750 for lap time, the 997.1 achieved 742, with the Generation 2 being only seconds faster. The 991.1 achieved 732. For comparison, the 997 GT3 RS 4.0 achieved 730. 991.2 achieved 712. And the latest generation, the 992, with all the aero improvements, achieved 655, making this a sub-7-minute car. This latest generation is said to be the best a car can achieve, and only Porsche know how true this answer really is. The groundbreaking work they achieve with each model has made every GT car amazing. So we started this video looking at what is the best GT3 for you. Well, the 992 is the most amazing car for lap times and helps the driver achieve the best due to all the technology it has. Can you really compare this to a 996? The 996 is raw and tests every driver. The 997 is for some of the best looking 911 and also the last GT car to be mechanical. The 997 generation with the 3.6-liter Mezger engine also holds something special. Hans Mezger, the legendary Porsche engineer, developed this engine and holds a special place in Porsche's history. The 997 also has the most incredible manual gearbox. The 991 was the start of the GT car's technical improvements, which took the road car to be more like a race car. The chassis is larger and the look changes to be more aggressive. The difference between a 997 and a 991 is vast, so which drives better? Well, you need to drive both back-to-back as they both provide something different for each driver. The 992 is an amazing achievement and the look of the car has changed a great deal. Is it possible to really say what generation of the GT3 is the best? Determining the best Porsche 911 GT3 depends on what you're looking for. Each generation offers a unique blend of performance, driving dynamics, and technological advancements. Many enthusiasts view the 991 second-generation GT3 as a pinnacle because it blends the analog driving feel with modern engineering and reliability. It's a car that rewards driver skill. Others prefer the 997 due to the smaller body shape, and it is the last all-mechanical and manual transmission GT3, which will never happen again. What is your favorite and why? Comment below to share your opinion. We hope you enjoyed this and learned something from it. Don't forget to give it a like.